Hello students. So today we are going to see another concept in geometry, that is coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry is basically about formulas. You need to learn few formulas and you can solve the sums using the formulas. But the problem happens is when they give the sum, when they don't give you a direct sum, that is they, like for example, say midpoint formula. Midpoint formula is x is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2. So when x1 and x2 is given, students can solve it. But when instead of this is a, b, this is the midpoint. Now the simplest sum will be when they will ask you to find out xy. But when they ask you to find out say x1 y1 or x2 y2, the students get confused. Okay. So you need to focus more on, first of all, you need to learn the formulas, and then you need to focus on sums which are little out of the way. That is, it's not a direct question. So in this video, what we'll do is I'm going to take such challenging sums and explain you in an easy language. Before I start, my name is Santanu Das and I've been teaching from the last 27 years. And in this video, I'll try to make the concept of coordinate geometry as easy as possible for you so that you can do the sums confidently. Coordinate geometry we'll see some challenging sums. So first two sums that we are going to see is going to be using the distance formula. So first, let's write down the distance formula. If there are two coordinates given a and b with coordinates x1 and y1 and b coordinate as x2 and y2, then the distance between a and b will be equal to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So that's how we can find out the distance of 2 points, the distance between 2 points. So based on this, I have written two good questions, challenging questions. One of the confusing part is when root is given, so I have taken a sum based on that. So let's do it. So let's draw the diagram first. So the first of all, let's read the question. Show that points A, B and C. So basically there is a triangle A 1, 2, B 1, 6 and C 1 plus and C 1 plus 2 root 3, 4, and you need to prove that it's an equilateral triangle. So how can we prove an equilateral triangle? It's an equilateral triangle. For that, you just need to prove the property. In case of equilateral triangle, the property is all the sides should be same. That is, all the lengths should be same. So the distance formula that we have written above, that is what going to be used to find out each of the distances. So first we are going to write down the formula. Distance formula. I'll write it once more. Distance formula is distance is equal to root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So let's find out each of the lengths. First we'll find out distance AB or length AB. So for that, we'll not write the coordinates again and again. We are not going to write the formula again and again. Just we'll write A value is 1, 2, and this will consider as x1, y1, and B coordinate is 1, 6, and that will consider as x2, y2. Always the first coordinate is x and the second coordinate is y. So just we are going to substitute that in the formula. X2 is 1 minus x1 is 1 square, x2 minus x1 whole thing square plus y2 is 6 minus y1 is 2 square. So that's going to be equal to 0 square 1 minus 1 plus 4 square. So when you solve it, that comes to root 16. So that's going to come to 4 units. That's number one. Now next is we need to find out distance BC or length BC. Again, you don't need to write the formula again. You just have to consider now B You can consider b x2 y2 or x1 y1, again whatever you want. So as I've already considered b as x2 y2, for c, that is 1 plus 2 root 3 comma 4, I will consider it as x1 y1. So again substituting in the formula, x2 is 1 minus, now as there are two terms in x1, so I'm going to put a bracket in that, 1 plus 2 root 3 bracket square. See, it is x2 minus x1 square, and in x1 there were two coordinates, two things, so I put a bracket. Every time there are two things, you need to put a bracket if there's a minus sign outside, plus y2 minus y1, y2 is 6 minus 4 square, so that comes to, remove the bracket, so that's going to be equal to 1, and the signs are going to change of the numbers, minus 2 root 3 square, plus 6 minus 4 is going to be 2 square, that comes to 1 minus 1 is going to be 0, so that's going to be minus 2 root 3 square plus 2 square, BC, yeah, y2 minus y1, yeah. So what we are going to get here is, this is minus 2 root 3 square. Minus 2 root 3 square means it's minus 2 root 3 into minus 2 root 3. Now, as you know, 2 2's is 4, and root 3 into root 3 is root 9, that is equal to 3. So the total answer is going to be 12, and minus minus is going to be plus, so it's going to be 12 plus 4, that comes to 16, root 16. So again, you get it as 4. So distance BC is also 4. Let us give it number 2. Now distance, we have found out AB, we have found out BC. Now we need to find out distance AC. Again the same formula for distance AC. But A and C we had considered both are x1, y1. So now while we write the coordinates, one we have to consider it as x1, y1, one we have to consider it as x2, y2. So let's consider A as x1, y1 and C 1 plus 2 root 3 comma 4 as x2, y2. Let me tell you, you can consider any point as x1, y1 and any point as x2, y2. That doesn't matter. So this time I have taken it first to make you understand how you'll solve it in that case. So the formula is x2 minus x1. So that's going to be 1 plus 2 root 3. This time I don't need to put that bracket because there is x1, there's only one number, plus y2 is 4 minus 2 square. So just solve it. 1 minus 1 cancel, 2 root 3 square plus 2 square. So again it's going to be the same thing. So that's going to be equal to 4 3s are 12 plus 4, so that's going to be root 16, that is 4. So from 1, 2 and 3, what we see is, therefore distance AB is equal to distance BC is equal to distance AC from statement number 1, 2 and 3, and as all the distances are equal, means AB means the lengths are equal, length AB, length BC and length AC, therefore triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle. That's how we are going to prove it. Even in the case of distance formula, they may give you two coordinates and they may ask you to find out. So this is how it is done. Okay. One important thing is, in sums based on distance formula, you may come across something like this, root 6 plus root 6. Now those who don't know surds, don't know how to solve roots, they write this as root 12, which is absolutely wrong, because root 6 and root 6, they are in the simplest form. So just like variables we solve, in the case of surds also we have to solve it in the same way. We don't consider this thing, we just consider the number besides it. So nothing is written means there is a 1, and here also nothing is written means there's a 1. So it's actually 1 root 6 plus 1 root 6, and 1 root 6 plus 1 root 6 is 2 root 6. So this is the answer, not root 12. So be careful, this thing that you need to add them. Also when you add, in case of roots, if you get a big number, what you studied in your 9th standard in surds, convert it into the simplest form. Like for example, again, one more example, suppose you get root 12 at the end. Suppose you have solved it and you got something, say root 12. Now root 12 means you will not keep it as it is. Root 12 you factorize, so it's going to be 2 6 are, 2 3s are, and 3 1s are. And as you know, in square root we take pair of two numbers, so this 2 you'll write it as 2, and this don't have any pairing, so it will just be written under root. So root 12 can be written as 2 root 3, and that is how this types of, whenever you are solving and you get something like this thing you need to be careful of. Now we'll take another example, and most probably this question is going to be asked in the exams because it has not been ever asked. That is, find coordinates of the circumcenter and radius of circumcircle of triangle ABC. Now what's a circumcircle? When you draw a triangle ABC, and if you draw a circle passing through the vertices of all this, vertices of this triangle, then that is called as a circumcircle. And what is going to be the circumcenter? The center of this circle is going to be the circumcenter. Suppose let us give it by D and let us denote it by, let us say, H and K. So that is going to be, point D is going to be the circumcenter of the circle. In your 9th standard you had to draw circumcircles, that is you drew triangles and you drew perpendicular bisector, and from the point of intersection of the perpendicular bisector, when you drew, you got a circle which passed through all the vertices of the triangle, and that's called as a circumcircle. So in the given case, in the given sum, A is given to you as 7, 1, B is given to you as 3, 5, and C is given to you as 2, 0. So they have asked you to find out the circumcenter. Circumcenter means you need to find out what is H and K, and they've asked you to find out the radius. That is, you have to find out the length of DA, or you can find out the length of DB or length DC. Now as it's a circumcircle, so all this DA, DB and DC will be equal. Okay, so solution. So what we are going to write is, first step is, in circumcircle, DA is equal to DB is equal to DC, radii of the circumcircle. So now as they are equal, therefore if I square all this, so what you are going to get is DA square will be equal to DB square is equal to DC square. So what we need to do is, by distance formula, we need to find out each of them, DA square, DB square, DC square. So let's do it. So first of all, we want to find out DA square. Now as you see, distance formula, D is 1 point, A is 1 point. So our D is HK, and let us consider it as x1, y1, and A is given to you as 7, 1 as x2, y2. So putting in the formula, now I have already written in the form of square. Now as you can see, the formula distance AB is root of this. So if I'm going to take square of both the sides, so this root sign is going to go away. So I just need to write this x2 minus x1. Your x2 is 7 and h, so it's going to be 7 minus h square plus y2 minus y1. Y is 1 minus k square. Now this is a minus b whole square. A minus b whole square is a square, that is 49, 2ab, that is 2 into 7, 14 into h plus h square. Now again, if somebody has confusion, they don't remember the formula, and what I come across is, most of the time students, what they write, a minus b whole square is 7 square 49, h square is h square. They leave this component of that formula. So if you are getting confused like that, and at that point you are not able to remember the formula, just know that 7 minus h square is actually 7 minus h into 7 minus h. So you just multiply 7 is 49, 7 into h is 7h, h into 7 is 7h, and minus h into minus h is plus h square. So first you multiply this with both these terms and then this with both the terms. So you get is 49 minus 14h plus h square. Bingo. You've got the same answer. So either way you do, you are going to get the same answer. So So whichever way you find it easy, you write it. So we have got dA square. Next is, let us give it number 1. Next we need to find out dB square. Again the same thing. D we have already considered as H1 HK. So B, where's B? B now we'll consider it as X2 Y2. So again the same thing, what will you get is 3 minus H square plus 5 minus K square. Again the same thing, A minus B whole square. A minus B whole square is A square. That is, this is A and this is B. So A square 9, then minus 2AB, that is 2 into 3 into H, that is 6H, plus B square, that is H square. And over here, okay, we did not solve this part. Okay, we left this part. So this is 49 and this one is going to be 1 square, that is 1 minus 2K plus K square. So this will give it as number 1. Now for this, 5 square is 25, 2AB means 10K plus K square, and give this as number 2. Then we need to find out DC square. Same thing again, DC. D we have already considered H and K. So let's consider C as X2 Y2. So X2 Y2 means X2, formula is X2 minus X1 means 2 minus H square plus 0 minus K square. So that will come to solve it. 2 square is going to A minus B whole square, that's going to A square minus 2AB 4H plus H square, and this is going to be minus K square, that is going to be plus K square. Let us give it number 3. So what we'll do is we are going to equate each one of them. So first let's equate from 1 and 2. Because all are equal, dA square we have written a step, dA square is equal to dB square. So let's equate this. So what we have got is 49 minus 14H plus H square plus 1 minus 2K plus K square will be equal to, what is the second coordinate? Second one we got it as 9 minus 6H plus H square plus 25 minus 10K plus K square. As you can see, plus H square this side, plus H square this side. So they will get cancelled because they will become 0 when they come on one side. And this H, this is minus 14H, comes this side, minus 6H becomes plus 6H. Then it's minus 2K. This comes here plus 10K. 9 plus 25 is 34. And here 49 plus 1 is 50. When it goes to the other side, it becomes minus 50. So what you get is 16 minus 8H plus 8K is equal to minus 16. Now as you know, whenever you get a simultaneous equation, an equation with two variables, the first letter shouldn't be negative. So what you will do is, you will just change all of their signs. We have changed all of their sign because first term shouldn't be negative. Now as you can see, all of them can be divisible, all are divisible by 8. So divide by 8. So you are going to get it as 8, 8 and 8. So you're going to get H minus K is equal to 2. Give this fourth equation. So now from second and third. So from second and third, what we are going to get is, second one equation was 9 minus 6H plus H square plus 25 plus 25 minus 10K plus K square will be equal to, second and third one was 4 minus 4H plus H square plus K square. Now remember, we have compared 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. You could have compared 1 and 3 also. You can take any of the two equations to get this simultaneous equation values, okay? So H square cancelled, K square cancelled. So it's minus 6H, this comes this side, 4H and minus 10K, no K over here, and only 4 over here. 9 plus 24 is going to be 30, 9 plus 25 is going to be 34. It comes this side, minus 34. So that's going to be equal to minus 2H minus 10K would be equal to minus 32. All are divisible by 2. And again, first term has got negative sign to it. So we'll just remove that negative sign. So we have got this, that is, we can write it divided by 2. So when we divide it by 2, it will become H plus 5k is equal to 16. Give it equation number 5. Now, as you know how to solve simultaneous equation, h plus 5k is 16 and h minus k is equal to, which one is equal? H has become equal. So let's write down h plus 5k is equal to 16 and h minus k is equal to 2. So once more, the simultaneous equation, how we solve? One of the variables should be same. Over here h is same. So if they have got same sign, you subtract, and if it's opposite sign, we add. Over here, the thing that has become same, h has the same sign, plus plus, so we are going to subtract. When we subtract all the numbers below the second equation, all the signs will change. It's minus, so it will become plus. So k has got plus sign now, and this will become minus. So the answer you're going to h is going to get cancelled, because 1 minus 1 is going to be 0, 5. Now k doesn't have minus sign, it has got plus sign. So it's going to be 6k is equal to 16 minus 2 is going to be 14. So k 16 minus 2 is going to be 14. So k is going to be 14 upon 6, that is, it's going to be 7 upon 3. A little mistake has happened. That is 4 minus 34 is going to be minus 30. So this is going to be 30. So this should be equal to 15. So this is going to be 15. So this is 13. So k answer is going to be 13 upon 6. Now once you get k's value, put k is equal to 13 upon 6 in, I will put it in the easier one. Easier one is h minus k is equal to 2. So h minus 13 upon 6 is equal to 2. So h would be 2. It goes other side, 13 upon 6. So cross multiply, nothing is there. So don't write it 2 plus 3, 15, because this is a number, this is a fraction. So you solve it, 12 plus 13 upon 6. So therefore h, you will get it as 25 upon 6. So the first thing is we needed hk, that is the circumradius. So this the circumcenter that is hk is equal to, what is the value you got it? 13 upon, sorry, h is 25 upon 6 and 13 upon 6. So that is the circumcenter, and we also want the radius. So radius, once you know the hk is 25 upon 6 and 13 upon 6. You can substitute for any one of them. What I'll do is I'll substitute for distance dc. So you can take dc, da, db, you take any one of them. I'm taking this one. So it's 25 upon 6, because distance formula is this, we'll consider x2, y2, and this as x1, y1. So 25 upon 6 minus 2 square plus 13 upon 6 minus 0 square. So that comes to 25. Again, you have to cross multiply. 25 minus 6, 25 minus 6 into 2 is going to be 12. So you're going to get it as 13 upon 6 square. And this is going to be 13 upon 6 square. So when you solve it, 13 square is 169 upon 36 plus 169 upon 36. Now you just square root it. So add it, 18, 12, 13, 338 upon 36. So 338 upon 36. Now this can actually be written as, you factorize 338. So 2 1s are 169, and it, as you know, this is 13 into 13. So one pairing. So in the numerator, you can write it as 13 root 2, and the denominator is going to be square root of 36 is going to be 6. So this is going to be the radius. That is 13 upon 6 root 2 would be the radius. Very important sum. In the exam, they may ask you this question. So this is how it is done. So next thing what we are going to see is section formula, and we'll see a sum. based on section formula, very important sum. So first let's understand section formula. Section formula, it can be, the point may divide the segment in two ways. It may be internal division or external division. Internal division means there is a segment, say AB, with coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2, and there's this point P which divides segment AB internally, means it's inside that segment AB in the ratio of m is to n. Now in that case, if they ask you to find out the coordinate of x and y, according to section formula, internal division formula, x would be equal to m, and you have to take the other one, x2 plus n x1 upon m plus n. And if you want to find out the y coordinate, it's going to be m y2 plus n y1 upon m plus n. So these are the coordinates. This is how you can find out the coordinates of point P. Mind you, it's not necessary that you have to find out always x and y. They may give you this and this. They may ask you to find out x1, y1, or they may give you this and this and ask you x2, y2. Basically, the formula is this, and with this formula, you can find out the coordinates, any one of them. In case of external division, the segment AB comes first, x1, y1, and x2, y2, and that point which divides, it's outside the segment AB. And A is divided into M, and P divides segment AB in the ratio of M and B in the ratio of N. So M upon N, this is external division because that point which is dividing is outside that segment. Okay, in that case, the formula becomes just nothing, same thing, just a minus sign over there. mx2 minus nx1 upon m minus n. Same way, if you want to find out the y coordinate of that point, it's going to be my2 minus ny1 upon m minus n. So this is how external division or internal division sums are done. Now we'll see an example to understand this concept, and this sum is very important from an exam's point of view. So let's solve it. Let's see how we have to do it. First of all, you see, find the coordinates of the point of trisection. Trisection means it has divided segment AB into 3 equal parts. So let's draw the diagram. We have this A and B. A is 2, 7, B is -4, -8. Now this segment has been divided into 3 equal parts. So because how I come to know this? Because there's a word trisection. Trisect means divided into 3 equal. Bisect means divided into 2 equal parts. Trisect means divided into 3 equal parts. So these are the 2 points, and I need to find out the coordinates of this. So how do we find it? So as I told you, they are equal. All of this are equal. So if we consider this as one part, this as one part, this as one part. So M point has divided segment AB internally because it is inside, just like we saw in the formula, it is inside the segment AB. So it has divided segment AB internally in the ratio of, as you can see, this is one part and this is 1 plus 1, 2 parts. So it has divided in the ratio of 1:2 part. Therefore, what you can say is M upon N is 1/2, and A coordinate is x1, y1, B coordinate is x2, y2. So we know everything. So let's find out M. Let us give this coordinate by, say, A comma B. So what would be the coordinate of A comma B? So using the section formula of internal division, by section formula internal division, our x is A, so let's write it A. Write down the formula once, okay? While solving, I have already written besides it, so I'm not writing it again. You write the formula in the beginning. So A is M is 1 into x2, your x2 is -4 plus N is 2 into x1, your x1 is 2 upon 1 plus 2. So just multiply this. 1 into -4 would be -4 plus 4 upon 3. So 0 upon 3, that is anything upon 0 is going to be 0. 0 upon 3 is going to be 0. Same way, we need to calculate B. So what would be b? That is, I need to find out the y coordinate of this. So y coordinate is again m is 1 into y2 is -8 plus n is 2, y1 is 7 upon 1 plus 2. So that's going to be equal to 1 into -8 is -8 plus 14 upon 3. So b is going to be equal to 8. That's 6 upon 3. So that's 2. So the coordinate of m is going to be, therefore, coordinate of m is going to be equal to 0, 3. Same way we need to find out the coordinate of n. Let us consider it as c, d. Again, we have to write the same thing. What we'll write is let n c, d divide segment AB. Again, you see that n is inside AB, so that means it's dividing the segment internally. Divide segment AB internally in the ratio of, now this is a very important part. Now see n, that means here you have two parts, one part, and here you have one part. So it's 2 parts is to 1 part, 2 is to 1. In case of n, this side was 1 and this side was 2, so 1 is to 2. And this time n is this side, so it's going to be 2 is to 1. That is m upon n is 2 upon 1. Now again we'll use the section formula. By section formula, write down the ones, you just have to write the formula once. By section formula, internal division, so we have considered x with c letter, so c is going to be equal to mx2. Your m is 2 into x2 is -4 plus n is 1 into x1 is 2 upon 2 plus 1. So c is going to be equal to -8 plus 2 upon 3. Okay, don't sit and cancel these things because there's a plus sign. You can cancel, you can divide only when there's one term down, one term up. That is when you can divide. You can't divide this and this. You just can't, because there's a plus sign in between. There's a plus sign over here. So first you need to solve it. So that comes to -6 upon 3. So that will come to -2. So now the y coordinate, that is d. D is going to be equal to, again the same thing, my2. Your m is 2 into y2 coordinate is -8 plus 1, n is 1. Y1 coordinate is 7, 2 plus 1, that is -16 plus 7 upon 3. -16 plus 7 upon 3, that is going to be -9. -9 upon 3, that comes to -3. So what would be the n's coordinate? So the n's coordinate is going to be -2, -3. So this is how the sum is solved, trisection sum. Not necessarily trisection, they may give you that the segment has been divided into 4 equal parts. It's the same way you have to do it. So these are few important sums which you need to practice. Just seeing it is not enough. Okay, and any more sums you find it difficult and you want an explanation, I'll surely do it. Thank you for watching the video.